Should we start off with the questions? I mean, that's what we're here for. Women's Day. We will talk about that. Just feel relaxed, just feel comfortable. So will I, hopefully. So I'll start with Sudha, Auntie. So tell me about like how you're connected to the Gurkha Museum.
I think ever since I was little, because my father was in the army, in the 10th Gurkhas, and then I married a Gurkha who was in the 6th Gurkhas, and then my father-in-law was also in the army, 7th Gurkhas, so I've always been interested, in Nepal and the Gurkhas. And when I first came to England, there was a tiny little old museum in Church Gurkha.
Oh, okay.
And I went in there first, and then so many years down the line, I'm now here, involved with as one of the trustees as well.
Yeah, we are very honoured to have you as a trustees as well itself. And what about you, Bindhya Auntie? So how are you connected to the Gurkha Museum?
With the museum?
Museum, yeah.
Well, my husband, he served Gurkha Museum for 3 years, from 2005 to 2008, as a chief clerk. And I've been serving Gurkha curry to the museum from past 14 years.
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely.
Delicious curry. Delicious
curry.
Delicious,
yeah. We all love
Thank
that,
you.
yeah. That's very nice. So what is it like to be Gurkha's wife? Like, so did you enjoy your husband's time serving in the Gurkha? Like, what are the pros and cons? Like, what did you enjoy and what didn't you enjoy?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I don't mind, but honestly, I don't have anything bad experience because everybody has got their own story to share. But if you ask me, then I did have a good time. The advantage is because my husband, he is from the clerical side, so he has to be, keep on moving from one place to another one.
Different regiment.
Yeah, so that gives me advantage to see the new places, make a new friends. But same as that comes as a disadvantage also. Fine for the new job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to get along with the new people, and new places. So that is advantage and disadvantage at the same time. But overall, I did enjoy as a wife of serving personal.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Like, where...
Different countries.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, like, where about, like, did you just stay in the UK when...
Oh, yes, yes. Only in the UK. Initially, first when I arrived to UK, it was in Glasgow. So we stayed there about 2 years or 18 months, I guess. And after that, in Signal, he has been posted, 248, I guess.
Was that in
if I'm not
Bradford?
wrong. No, it was in Cologne, Didi.
Cologne?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It was newly formed on that time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were based there for, again, 18 months to 2 years. And then we moved to Winchester. He was posted here as a chief clerk. And then we moved to Aldershot.
Last posting.
Yes, last posting. And then he
posting,
retired in 2012.
She's a young wife, obviously.
She is, yes.
Whereas I'm the old one.
Oh, really?
So we were very lucky because
yeah.
when I joined up, when I was in the army myself, and then I met my husband, and then we got married. My first posting was Hong Kong. So it was 3 years of like honeymoon, or 3 years of Hong Kong. We were posted to Germany. We were posted to England, obviously, and the best one I think was Brunei because we were there with the regiment, and I managed to do quite a lot of things. It was a part-time job as well as working with the wives.
Yes.
That was the nice thing, getting to know.
And also, I think there's lots of differences, in between your time and our time. And now we can see lots of differences. New, Didi Bainis.
Yes. they have a lot more freedom.
Yeah, they used to have probably wear just saris.
They were more traditional, more conventional, because they wanted to make sure that we didn't lose our culture. And now we can wear almost anything and everything. And sometimes, if you're young and you look, got a nice figure, it looks pretty good. But otherwise, I prefer to wear a sari. It covers a lot of things.
But you look very elegant in sari, Didi.
Not very practical though, when you're hoovering and things.
Yeah. Oh yes, of course. So do you think that should, like, do you think wearing saris and that, like I don't know how to word it around.
You certainly stood out from the others.
Do you think that if they hadn't removed that, do you think that was still okay for them to probably wear saris nowadays. Like,
I think a lot of the ladies wear saris when it's a formal occasion.
Yeah.
But like if you're going into Sainsbury's or Tesco's
Yeah.
shopping,
Oh, yes, of
then
course.
Yes.
trousers first.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have
because,
that freedom.
Yeah, because I remember one Didi sharing me a story. As you said, that the young generation is much more the lucky enough to wear whatever they want right now. She said that when she was in Sandhurst, I guess, she has to go to the work, with the at least kurta.
Yes.
Yeah, salwar kameez, at least. So now, can you imagine going there with the tip
traditional
top,
costume.
tip top,
Yes.
and you're going for
Eventually it
work.
turned out,
Yeah.
I know.
So
It's
probably
difficult.
that's what you're trying to say. That
Yeah.
as nowadays, everybody's accepting, but at the same time, we should not forget that what our culture is.
yes.
In
of
our
course.
heritage, you
Yes.
see, because we're married to Gurkha men.
Yeah.
We're not Gurkhas ourselves, we're Nepalese women who have
Yeah.
married Gurkhas, and
Yeah.
we're flying the British flag all the way, all around the world, and now
Yes.
we're here in Winchester in the
Yeah.
museum.
Yeah. Being a modern doesn't mean that you have to leave behind your culture. Yeah.
But
need to
do you
get
think
on.
it's fading away though because of like the generation that we are in at the moment? Because a lot of Gurkhas have come to UK, and me also being the Gurkhas' children,
Daughter, yes.
So a lot of young generation like me who wouldn't really know their culture, heritage. Do you think it's fading away through that, or?
In a little bit.
It is.
Yes, it is true.
You say a little bit, but I've seen a lot more. Because certainly, for my children who were born and brought up in England, and in those days there were no Nepalis around.
Yeah.
I was fortunate because Mani was, my husband was in a British officer rank, so we were able to go with him everywhere. But a lot of the Nepali Bainis didn't come till much, much later.
Yeah.
And now the children are coming, and like yourself, they're getting their education in England, and their way of thinking is different, modern, a lot more choices. The world's your oyster now, and it's lovely to see, and one of the reasons of this International Women's Day is to celebrate, how far we as Nepali women have come in all the different fields, not just nursing, but also in medicine and in the social work.
Yes.
Certainly, I think there is people who are working in the NRN, the Non-Resident Nepali Association. There are Nepali women there too. So in that way, it's good. But what about our culture?
Yes,
It's up to us to keep it alive.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's true. I agree with you on that behalf. So, like, obviously you did mention that you are connected, like, since your childhood, but I would like to know about Bindhya, Auntie. Like, how are you connected to the Gurkha, apart from Hari Uncle?
Well, except, only on my maternal side, grandfather was in Gurkha.
Oh.
Yeah, so he retired as a captain. He was in a GTR. Other than that, on my paternal side, my grandfather was in Nepal Army colonel,
Okay.
but not in the British Army.
British
Yeah.
Army,
So
okay.
other than that, no.
Yeah,
No
but you
connection.
did have, like,
Until I
army.
met her uncle.
Okay, yeah. Your destiny brought you to Britain, to Glasgow.
Yes.
And then now Winchester.
Yes.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Gurkhas now, like, so let's talk about you yourself. So being as an army wife, was it hard to find time to get a career on its own? Like, so right now you guys are like pretty much independent women, like you've got your own business, you've got your own company running. So was it hard? I can see you smirking, but so let's start with Sudha.
I think, when you marry a man in the forces, in the army, you have to really put your career on hold. I was fortunate, because I was already in the British Army and I had a job and I was working as a midwife in Hong Kong. And the beauty of that is, as a nurse, you were in great demand. And so I was able to change my jobs. But when we went to Germany, I could work as a school nurse. In Brunei, I worked in the pharmacy. However, other women, I think, those who've got really top jobs like bankers and lawyers, they would struggle. And I know that nowadays there are Didi Bainis, who are younger, who are very well qualified. And I think they begrudge that they can't have their career when they marry men in the Gurkhas, But options are, there now, and they can choose to do their chosen careers, and there's nothing to stop them now.
Okay, yeah. That's interesting. What about you, Bindhya? So,
well, mine is completely opposite because I did not have any career.
So you
before,
started.
yes. So instead of that, I have a story of sharing how I have been supported by my husband and my family and my friends to who am I right now. Because I'm the person who just go with the flow. I never aim that I'll become a driving instructor or I'll run a catering business. It's Hari's idea, my husband's idea, who said, out of the blue, one day he just said, Bindhya, why don't you become a driving instructor? I said, what? Yeah, me? Don't even think about it. And he said, no, I think you will be a good teacher because I can see potential in you. So then I just gave a thought. And so then I started, doing the things. And the same as with the catering also. Yeah. So he said that, Bindhya, why don't you start doing catering at the Gurkha Museum? Because the Major Davis told Hari, my husband, that maybe your wife can do catering at the Gurkha Museum. And again, same thing, what? I'm not doing catering. I'm not going to take that stress. And then again, he said, he must have seen the potential. And he again encouraged me every day and trying to build confidence on me that you can do it. And then, yes, eventually, I've been doing this for 12 years and 14 years. So that's why I'm saying that's a little bit different story, because as you already hold the career before you get married, for myself, I even didn't complete my education, And then once I got married and I came over here, and I was happy with my 9-to-5 job, whatever I've been doing. I did various kind of jobs, and until I became a driving instructor and running the catering, I've been happy with my 9-to-5. But on my side, Hari was the one who was, believing in me that you can do this. And then I started to believe in me. Then once I, completed the course or whatever the things, then, okay, that means I can do it. So I didn't have that story to share where I struggled or I have to give up anything or I have to compromise. So
yeah. Oh, that's
so I was
really
happy,
nice.
or I'm very lucky enough to
Have a
husband and
yes.
then friends and family around me.
Yeah, that's very nice. What about your business, Sudha? So I feel like you've got a lot to say.
Yes.
Oh, well, this business, from nursing, going into running a restaurant, it's similar really, because in the hospital, you're providing care for your patients and make sure they're well. Whereas in the hospitality, you're providing the food, the care, and making sure your customers are satisfied, and customers are always right, and reaching that high standard.
Yeah.
But dealing with business, I don't know what Bindhya has to go through the hoops of all the regulations, but with hospitality, you have to think about the employment laws, hygiene checks.
Because you run a restaurant.
And also keeping the staff morale up, and the fire safety, first aid, and food hygiene, and all the different laws, regulations. That's quite strict and quite challenging. But at the end of the day, if you enjoy what you're doing, and that's what I say, I don't have to have any more dinner parties at home because we have the restaurant to entertain friends, But joking aside, it is similar, hospitality and nursing, and I have no regrets really.
That's nice. That's lovely. So to be honest, hearing your stories, I don't think you stereotypically faced anything, did you?
The thing is, you see, the thing is, honestly, that I didn't have that, when I was growing up from my mother, So, my mother was a teacher in the Army's children's school, in Sungapatani, where I grew up in Malaya. So she always made sure that, the daughters had education. And I'm, always grateful that she did give us that support. So this stigma, this role about girls, have to do only gharilu kaam, domesticated work, ironing and washing. And now, you're living in this modern world, 21st century, the men are also helping. And that's one good thing about the Gurkhas.
Yeah.
The Gurkha men are really supportive of their wives, even when it comes to work sharing at home, household chores. But what you're trying to say is, should I, as a Nepali woman, feel that I should only be domesticated, or the world's your oyster? Because I always say, with International Women's Day, celebrate the fact that we've got so far.
Yes.
And if you're going to go for something, go for it.
Yes, of course.
So don't go for the moon. Go for the go for the. Is it stars? Don't go for the stars, go for the moon. Because, even if you don't get to the moon, you got the stars, and you've got there, and you're looking at all the Western women, how well supported they are and how far they've got, So compared to that, the Nepali Gurkha wives they've done pretty well.
Yes.
So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, that actually does.
Yeah.
Because we obviously, like, back in Nepal, like, we think, like, girls need to do this, girl needs to do that. But being in this generation, I think we have actually, kind of, I don't know, broke their law kind of thing. I don't know, something like that.
We're going forwards, aren't we?
It's the same thing, like about the stereotype, that's what you meant, right? Again, with me, I have not faced it yet. Hopefully, I will not face it in future also. But again, as a human being, or how we have been brought up, especially in our community today, and that as a woman, you do this certain, what the community has.
It's knowing our place,
yes,
isn't it? Because we're married to Gurkha men, we know how to behave in society. At the same time, because we're now living in a Western world, we know how to behave with other men who are not our husbands. We have that professionalism, don't we?
Yes.
Because in our culture, we don't really go around chatting and having a drink, in one hand with other men, just to gardanania. We don't do that, I know. And it might be frowned upon back home. I married a Nepali man, so I know that although at the end of the day, he's westernized, we are still Nepalis at heart. This currently culture, though, I think it's up to us to keep it alive.
And also, I think these things also can be taught from your home. As you said, your mom always intend to make their children educated. It's the same as with my family as well. My mom, she was also a principal, and my dad was also a school teacher. When they were young, both of them, and they both were independent, on their own time, and it's kind of like my mom and my dad never taught me that, you are a woman, that's why you need to do that.
Yes.
You are a man, that's why you need to do that. And then same things, happened with me when I even got married. So it's not like that my mother-in-law and my father-in-law said that, you are now a daughter-in-law, now you need to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, there is some barriers and things once you get married, because you're taking the responsibility of two families now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It doesn't mean that you are modern, now I can do whatever I want. At the same time, you need to keep the value of the family things as well. That's what we have been, brought up. So regarding the stereotype, I have not faced anything just because I'm a woman.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to ask you questions then?
Have you faced it?
Because you see, Anga, you working in this, fine establishment, the Gurkha Museum in Winchester.
She's going to say, I'm not prepared for the answer.
She might not answer, but first young daughter of a Gurkha, in a different role as with the business degree, and you're part of this great team, and you're going to take this Gurkha heritage forward. And when you started this job, you certainly didn't expect to be talking about International Women's Day.
Yeah, of course.
So your aspirations must be, different as well, having, born in Nepal
Yes.
and grew up here.
Yeah, so I was born in Nepal. All of our family, we moved to Brunei. Then from Brunei, came straight to here.
England,
So I've been pretty much brought up like Brunei and UK. So and then I've just been growing up here and I've studied here. Like I've been brought up, but then I feel like I've got that culture in me. Yeah. So so I went to college, then uni, and then I guess destiny just brought me here.
Destiny, yes, and we are here today.
Yes.
It was in your fate.
Yeah.
I only work in the Gurkha Museum.
Yeah, but I do feel privileged to work within the Gurkha actually. Like I had no idea about the Gurkha, nothing at all, zero knowledge, and so I'm pretty much privileged to actually know like more about Gurkha, like within my colleagues, like so I'm pretty much privileged.
And I think the Gurkhas, who marry Nepali women, they're very fortunate because we've all, supported the men wherever they've been, whatever war they've been to, and we followed them, no questions asked, whichever country we've gone, and we've supported them.
So there's a lot of like compromises going on there.
Yeah, but without any complaint.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is good.
Yeah.
So. And so what does International Women's Day mean to you in this day? I'll start with Sudha to you.
Well, like I said, it's a celebration. I don't know if you know, but in my restaurant, I'm having a lunchtime event on International Women's Day on the 8th of March. I've been doing this for a few years. It's to celebrate what we women have achieved. It's just to celebrate the fact that we're alive, we are women, and we always joke, what would the world do without women, but what would the world do without men? So the fact that we have got equality and we're doing well in all different fields, socially, economically, politically, culturally. So that's the celebration to me. That is why I celebrate International Women's Day, and it's raising awareness, telling everybody. In so many countries, it's a national holiday. In Nepal, in our country, it's a Nari Divas. It's a big thing. It's not just the wives; it's their daughters, the nieces, their grandma, auntie. Everybody's female member of the family is appreciated, which I think is fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't have a national holiday in England, but we can still celebrate and raise our glass, to our mothers. Timro, I don't know if you've still got your mother, but I certainly do it in my mother's memory, because she brought me up and gave me this, who I am. Obviously, my father, who was a Gurkha, and so it's showing appreciation. While I'm still alive, because when I'm gone, you'll have to carry on.
Yes.
Spread the word. The younger generation, maybe they don't see it that way now, but as they get older, maybe they'll appreciate,
Yeah, probably, yeah. I totally agree with you. And what about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't think there's much difference what Didi just said. It's just, as far as I know, it's just a day to celebrate the achievements and the success what we have come so far from the days when women are not allowed to even vote, isn't it? Long back if we think, and then and I guess it's about raising awareness against bias also, and that's what we talked about, the stereotype things as well, and encourage each and everyone to stand up again for the women's right, or nowadays everybody's talking about the gender equality as well. So I think those are the things over there, and at the same time appreciate not only women's, appreciate everyone.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Especially after COVID, that we're alive.
Yes,
and we are sitting here.
And we're sitting here. Without mask,
Without mask, yes. So taking that question forward, like, who are you inspired by? So, any thoughts? You?
I don't have a proper role model as such, but certainly the Queen. Just look at her, 95-year-old, and I hope she's not feeling too unwell with the COVID, but, she's inspirational, isn't she, really? She's been through so many, challenges in this world at such a young age.
Oh, yes.
She had to take on such a big responsibility. Queen of the Commonwealth. And I think it's apt that we're sitting here at her feet, you know, in Britain,
Yes.
in the Gurkha Museum, right now.
Hopefully we can live up to 95 years old today.
I don't know about that, but I really hope, you know, it's, you know, Her Majesty, you know, Platinum Jubilee
Oh, yes.
this year,
This year.
2022. What a year. I think she's the role model, really, for me,
That's nice.
without a doubt. Eh?
What about you, Auntie?
Well, honestly, what you just said is I can't, you know, there's no doubt on that one. But honestly, I don't have, you know, that kind of, you know, people saying that, oh, I want to be like her, I want to be like him. But all I can say is I've got a gene of mix of my mom and dad. What I'm trying to say here is my nature. Yeah, my mom is a very hardworking lady. She trying to work 24/7. So as my dad, but my dad is more on a relax compared to my mom. So I guess now I have got that from my mom's side that I can work. Yeah, I can tolerate even the, you know, whatever, if I have to go through with the pain, physical or mentally, I think I can pass through that if I have to. Yeah, and then calmness, it's from my dad's side. Yes. So that means, I think it's a very good combination came into me and all my siblings, my brother and my sister. We all are a very workaholic at the same time. My mom is like just workaholic. See, just work.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Whereas my dad is not like that too much workaholic, but he knows how to calm himself down. Whereas mom is like, my mom is a very hyper person. So it's a mixture of us. So I would say that in that case, I would just take my mom and dad.
So that your inspiration.
Yes. Because till that I don't see, because if I want to become an actress, then of course I would say that, whoa, I want to become like that actress. As I said that I never had, you know, any aim, you know, oh, I want to become this or become that. So that's why maybe I never had kind of, you know, thinking that, oh, I need to inspire from this person or this and that. Yeah, you just read the quotation and try to implement in your life if you really like that quotation or someone's speech. Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, I'll just take my mom and dad as my inspiration.
Oh, that's lovely. That is.
Oh, Miss Ward, answer. Mrs. Ward.
I don't know.
She's taking herself for credit.
Isn't lots of Miss World, you know, when they, answer and when they give the credit to their moms, they won the title, isn't it, Charlie? Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's true, you know, mother is always number one in your world. But, you know, I also take inspiration from the Queen. I think she's been through so much.
Oh,
and
yes.
she's, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. So we're coming into the end of this conversation.
Okay.
Do you want to give any message to any to women out there, young women out there?
Is it just for young?
Young, it could be actually anyone.
Age is no barrier. I've said my piece. You can say something now.
Anyone, towards anyone, any woman out there who's right now struggling to probably hold up business, you know, companies who are struggling there. So, or maybe they want to achieve something and they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. What should I do? Like, do you have any message for them?
Well, in my opinion, or if I have to say anything, it's not about just, you know, oh, I can do this, I will do it. Things will not end there. You have to find the resources. If, for example, if I take me as an example, I want to become a driving instructor. Once Hari said that, okay, I'm encouraged enough to become a driving instructor. Just sitting on a chair, I'm not going to become. Yeah, so I need to find the way. What courses I need to take. Yeah. Now I'm not expecting Hari to find the college for me. Now I have to do it because I've now decided that I want to do it.
Yeah.
Though Hari encouraged me, but it's me who have to pass that hurdle. Yeah. So I need to find out what college will be good for me. Now what resources I need to find. Yeah. So nowadays there's lots of things on the internet. Yeah. It's in your hand. And if you are like you running a restaurant, I'm running a catering. Just running a restaurant, just depending on staff is not enough, isn't it, Didi? You have to do the few other things. So thing goes, my suggestion to the ladies, for a woman or girl, whoever wants to achieve anything in their life, then yes, you need to go for it. Yeah, don't get scared.
Don't
for
be
the
afraid to
challenges.
ask for help if you need
And
help.
don't get scared to get the help.
Have people,
you need to ask.
people to help you.
Yeah, until you tell anybody, they will not know. I'll give you an example. When I teach driving, and when I ask my people, okay, whenever it's safe, I would like you to go in the right-hand lane or the left-hand lane. And they tend to look nervous, and they tend to just look for the, the empty place. Whenever it's safe, then I will go. And I said that if you don't let them know by your indicating, they will not know that you want to change lane.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
At least tell them that I want to change lane. And then once you tell, it doesn't mean that you immediately change the lane. Allow them to react. And then you do it. It's the same thing. You need help. Don't just think, oh my God, if I ask help to Sudha Didi or Anga, what's she going to think? Just express and ask for help. Now it's entirely up to them whether they're going to help you or not. Yeah, it's the same thing as you just said. Reach out for help if needed. Yeah, whoever have got the experience of that things, try to get connected with those kind of the people. So they might help you, or they might show you the path. Which
don't
might
be afraid
yes.
to ask for help, really, because you have lots of ideas, you've got to have resources, that's true, but it's also knowing what you really want. Is it what you really want? Be very sure that you want to do that.
True.
Then, there's nothing to stop you. The world's your oyster. You can get help anywhere. Lots of different avenues you can take and make that, work for you. And that's what I meant by saying, reach for the moon, reach for the stars, go for it. Don't let it stop you. A few hurdles on the way. We're not here now just sitting like this because we just sat and watched the TV all day. We have worked hard as well. We might be looking relaxed here today, but we have put in our hard work, haven't we? And looked for people for help and stuck to it, I think.
Yes, and also sometimes we might think that when you're trying to do something a little bit different, then again the stereotype things comes up there, because we started thinking what people might think, what my friends or family might think if I start doing these things. As long as you're not hurting anybody, then just go for it. Just try. At least try. So you will not feel regret that, oh, I didn't give it a try at all. Just try. So that's
be brave.
Be brave.
A proper Gurkha brave one.
Because we should be forgetting that we are brave enough and strong enough to face the challenges, isn't it?
So I think that's the key word. Be brave and step forward.
And
don't look back.
And that applies for everybody. Mom, grandmother, sister, everyone.
Generation ahead.
Everyone.
Younger generation.
That's nice.
Because women are powerful. So is men.
We actually are, Women are powerful. Like mothers.
We give birth to life. Newborn. And as a midwife, I've seen so many women who've gone, carried this baby in their body for 40 weeks and then gone through that labor of having, producing a live baby. It's God's gift, but it's just, we are strong. We can. We are made of strong stuff.
So at the end, Happy Women's Day, isn't it, Didi? And more power to
on the 8th of March. 8th of March, we have to remember all our grannies, our uncles, aunties, and our mums, especially Amaru. I don't know, mine is long gone. I don't know.
Oh, she's still
alive. There you are, very fortunate. And your mother, and all the women workers, colleagues, and sisters, throughout the world. Big day, big day.
It is.
Stop and
indeed. Well, then we'll end our conversation here then, because that's actually my last question.
Okay.
Thank you.
It was lovely talking to you both.
Thank you, Anga, for having us.
With this video, I feel like there will be a lot more people who will get inspired by you. There will be, no doubt on that. So thank you so much for coming in and doing the interview or conversation, let's say, with me. I'm very honoured to have you both here. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you,
you.
Bindhya.
Thank you,
Nice to
Didi.
see you when you...